I've got this Star Wars figure, still in its original packaging, that for some weird reason I didn't open up when I was a kid. Its packaging tells me it's from 1983, it's made by Kenner, and the character is supposed to be from Return of the Jedi. But here's the thing. This character, it's not in the film. I've seen it more than 10 times, including special editions, the original unedited ones. The character just isn't there. His name doesn't appear in the Wikipedia, and that's got everything in it. And the figure isn't listed on any toy collector websites. I've never seen it listed on eBay. Nobody I ask has ever heard of it. Sej Vankaran is his name. I think it's a him. You can't really tell from his face, it's a strange sort of melding of skull and a gas mask. It's quite horrible for a Star Wars figure. You can see his brain exposed on the top of his head. He has these hooks for hands, and there's another face in the middle of his chest, as if it's stretching out from inside him, and it looks human, the face, but its mouth is wide open like it's screaming. The figure is completely black except for the white skull bits on its head and the red wrinkly brain on top. I don't really like looking at it. I can't remember exactly when I got it, but it feels like I've always had it. I showed it to my mum to see if she remembered buying it for me, but as soon as she looked at it, she just told me to get it away from her. She looked really scared. She wouldn't stop saying it, and she was getting more and more panicky, so I just took it back upstairs and put it back in the cupboard. She doesn't mention it, and when I ask her, she just says she can't remember. I took it to one of the comic shops in town to try and figure out where it came from, and the guy who runs the shop was really weird about it too. His face drained of colour when I pulled it out of the bag, and he told me to take it away and never come back to the shop again. My mum had been scared of it for sure, but this guy was scared of it because he recognised it. I came back at closing time and he started shouting at me to leave straight away, but I convinced him to let me hang around because I didn't have the figure with me. I didn't get much out of him in the end anyway, but I was right. He recognised it. He said he'd seen it once in a toy catalogue when they were still in print. He hadn't bought it. He'd asked his dad to buy it for him, but that night, his dad died. He fell down the stairs and broke his neck, and after that, the guy from the shop said he never saw the catalogue ever again. I got home after that to find the figure on my bed. I'd left it in the same cupboard I always did. I picked it up and I put it back, and I noticed that the face on its chest had changed. It was more realistic. It was still screaming, but the features were more defined. It was like a man's face, and it had the start of a haircut. I put it in the cupboard and I shut the door, and then I slept downstairs in the front room on the couch because I was too scared to be near it. But when I woke up, it was there, on the table next to me where I'd slept. My mum passed away recently. She fell down the stairs, and I just know it was something to do with that figure. The face in its chest is getting more lifelike, and I've started to get pains in my own chest. I think the stress is going to give me a heart attack. I burned the fucking thing. I put it in a metal bin in the back garden, and I looked up to the sky to tell my mum that this was for her. I struck a match and chucked it in and stood back, and when the petrol went up, I stared at the bin for a good half an hour, and I felt so relieved that it was going to be out of my life. But when the flames died down, I looked into the bin and the figure was there at the bottom, unmarked and its packaging intact. What the fuck is this thing? I woke up last night, in the middle of the night, and I thought that it was finally time for the heart attack. The pain was so bad, I was convinced I was going to die. The figure was under the lamp on my bedside table, not where I'd left it, and I saw the face coming out of its chest was mine. I was growing out of it. I ran to the bathroom and turned on the light and saw what was causing the pain. Just like the figure, there was a face growing out of me. I started screaming, and then I must have passed out. Gone. The face is all the way out now, but my own head is starting to hurt, as if my skull is too small for my brain. I don't dare look in the mirror because I'm afraid of what I might see looking back. My hands, they keep cramping and making my fingers curl around into hook shapes. The face in my chest whispers to me. It tells me there are others and that when we've all changed, the one that made us is coming to take us away. I cry a lot, but it won't answer me back when I ask it, why me? Why is this happening to me? It just laughs and it hums to itself. The figure's gone now, but so is the pain. It's made me into something else, and there's nothing I can do but sit and listen to my other mouth whisper horrible things, while I wait for something unimaginable to take me away in the dark. It's going to come for me soon, and I'm so scared.